Oh, did I move this? Oh, I didn't. What the hell is going on? Uh, it it wait. Oh, I- I'm losing it. I think. I swear the OBS was not messing up, but like it's literally changed somewhere. Boom. No, I can't go that high. It has to go back this way. Now we're good, in a way. Good enough for me. Okay. So I am going to be rating every support right now. We'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna get the guys that haven't played at all over here yet. So Neko and Teru, they haven't played yet. We'll see if how much they play. Raise Sir Majed. Alright, bro, got you. Hold on. Where is Majed? Boom. Raised. This is raising him. Putting him B tier is raising him. Who else hasn't played? Bebe hasn't played that much, but he hasn't not played that much. Where's my hack going? Hold on. There you go. Who else? Who else? I also don't know how the delay is on this. I just have no idea. I guess everyone else has played. Okay, so just Neku and Teru. Neko and Teru. My bad. Okay, so let's start off with Nisha. I think Nisha's been like okay overall, right? Nisha hasn't been like super good. He hasn't been like poor either. I'm just gonna put him in B for now. He might end up going C. I see a real possibility where I end with him in C, but we'll see. I think Monk has probably been a bit better. I think that's pretty reasonable. I like Monk more than Nisha. I think that Zen's been better. As far as the Lucio Brig goes, Lucio has not been wasn't like that good, but and Monk's Brig wasn't like that crazy either. But they were good enough that Chengdu were at least a solid team until they just weren't at the very end there. I think both Xerneas and can I say Faraway's been better than Monk? Am I allowed to say that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But I know Xerneas has definitely been better than both of them. Honestly, I could see Xerneas going to A tier for a bit. Just because his Lucio's been so consistent. There's like nothing. What, did I tweet it? I did tweet it. Okay, good. There's been like nothing to really make me lower. It's just been solid. He's not like been like that guy. He's not been crazy on the Lucio. But I think better than Nisha, for sure. And then Farway has had some really good moments. Also some pretty troll moments, but so has the entirety of Charge. I think I want to put him below or above Monk. Monk's definitely been more consistent, but Farway has had much higher highs than Monk this season. So I think I can put Farway above Monk. This might be like hella troll though. We'll see. We'll see how troll putting Farway above Monk is. Because it's like it just depends. Because his peaks have been so good. And now that he has an actual team with him, like with Jimmy, I guess Jimmy's the biggest change in that, and Xerneas coming through. I see no problem with this. I think I'll do that for now. Super Rich Irony. So Super Rich is definitely a step above all of these guys. His Lucio's been solid. His Brig, I think, is definitely A tier Brig. I would argue, but he doesn't get to play the Brig as much. His Irony had the Brig, and Irony I think was the worst Brig in APAC. Like straight up. Maybe you could say Aimgod was worse. His flex support was like kind of mid in the first two stages, but it's gotta be a C tier right now, just because how bad his Brig was. So thinking about that, I hate just putting them all in B for now. Maybe I can try and sneak Super Rich into A tier. A little spark bias real quick. But Super Rich is gonna end up in B tier eventually. Now Molly Langza. Langza has been kind of tragic. Wait, did they even still yeah, wait. Who did they get rid of? Is this list wrong? It's still Molly Langza, right? Am I crazy? Or did I mess up this list? Yeah, it's still Molly Langza. Okay. Um, Molly's highs are pretty good, but he hasn't actually been able to hit them very much this season so far. Definitely better than he was doing on the. Well, I guess he didn't really get any playtime on the charge. So, but Langza has been kind of really bad. His beats are quite ass. Just the positioning in general, it feels like he's kind of missing something. I don't know if D tier is right, but it feels right now based on how I have this board. This is based on this board state. And then Molly, I think Molly is still below Irony because like I think Molly could go up here reasonably if he has the like a good performance in the next stages. But like I don't know. I don't really think I don't even think I can call Molly having like a mid season right now. I think it's kind of been a below average season. And then the question is, well, Monk, where does Monk fall in line with these guys? Because everyone else, I kind of know where they're going already in APAC, and I'll go over to NA, which is a much larger list. I guess I could have done NA first. Might have been easier. Not really. I'm still not sure where to put these guys. I'm just gonna leave them there. Now Fixa Fixa's an easy C tier because he has some pretty good points where like you see the aggression and you see like him actually doing well. And then you look at his ultimate usage and you see him just beating in all the time, beating too early. I see him like hold beats too late. It's just like it's not that I've never seen a good beat from Fixa, but Fixa has never impressed me pretty much at all. I mean, that's not entirely true, I guess, because you can say, well, he had some good hi YouTube. Yo, it's poppin'. Um I don't know. Fixa definitely. I think you can put Fixa above Molly, but he's so troll. His beats are so troll so often. I was like, oh, eventually he'll get over beat engaging, like he was doing it right at the beginning. I was like, he'll fix that. He just never has. So, what what even is there? And then Aim God. Aim God's maybe the only other player in APAC who had a worse Brig than Irony. Even then, that's debatable though. I honestly, I think it might have been better. And then you think about the rest of his season and how he's probably been the weakest link on Fusion the entire time. I could see Aim God in D tier, especially because his Brig wasn't very good. It's like his flex support was already C tier, and then he plays a trash Brig. So it's like it kind of lowers him a tier, even though like that's not what he's here to play. It's still like what he was playing, so you kind of have to base it off that. So yeah, and then we have Iris, who is on Soul but hasn't played for Soul yet. So this is actually like kind of an NA ranking. So Iris on the Outlaws, I think he's been pretty good. Iris or Iris, I don't know which one he's at. Maybe the whole Iris thing was a joke. It probably should have been, but I think he could go. Oh, Prophet should be here. You're spitting. I was wondering where he went. You know who else should be here? Dawson needs to be here too. Yes. Thank you for that. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay. So let me put Sawson on this list. So he's not a Brig, right? But here's the thing with Sawson. Yours from Dame is actually a scary support line. I'm not sure. Okay, it is, but I don't know if it's actually that much of an upgrade from creative. Because like I looked back at my last tier list because I like looked at it a little bit just so I knew what I was doing before this, and I had creative like as above Iris this season, last stage, and I'm like that doesn't sound right, but I think Iris has like higher highs for sure, but this season I don't know if he's actually reached those highs. On BAP it is an upgrade? Yeah, that's true, for sure. If there is BAP, that's no doubt. Iris is kind of crazy on the BAP. I think that like this is like a net positive for Soul, but it's not like a guaranteed net positive. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Anyway, Sawson on the Brig, probably like I don't know, the Brig was like okay, but they brought Molly in on the Brig in the end. I don't think it was that good. I like C tier maybe for the Sawson Brig. I put Iris above Super Rich. Yeah, it really was a weird trade. I think it was just a money trade because probably Iris just had a higher contract. So they were like, oh, we can make a trade here. And it's kind of like a side grade, like a slight downgrade, but it's not really going to hurt the impact of your team for if you're Houston. Like, Houston's not going to lose a game because they picked up creative instead. And I think that's like the thing. But like Seoul might win a game because they have Iris instead of creative, but Houston's not going to lose one in my mind, if that makes sense. Okay, how am I going to rate the Prophet Brig? Here's the thing. Prophet Brig, super aggressive. Super aggressive. He's like trying to maximize his value as a player the entire time. And that's like really good. You heard something about Iris not wanting to go back to Korea? Really? That's crazy. Well, surely he kind of has to. He can't just like not. So, I could believe that maybe he'll come back to NA. That's kind of shitty from Houston then if they trade him and he doesn't want to go somewhere. That'd be like a really bad look for their franchise. But I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do if you need to save some pennies. Um, Profit. Okay, I think I like him at least. I don't know if I'm rating him A. Oh, wanting to go back. I saw the knot. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. My bad. I saw the knot at your end and I inserted up there. No, you're right. You're right. That makes him a good franchise then. Shout out to that. The absolute reverse of what I said. Okay. My bad. I can't read. Um. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking B. No, I think I'll put Prophet low A because he was that good. He was pretty good. I don't know if he wasn't like that guy, but he was like that guy in some ways. He was like that guy. See how he like steps up, and he was getting so many flail kills. I bet you his final blow percentage on Brig, or like how many final blows he had compared to all the other Brigs, is probably like sky high. Like I don't know the actual stats. I'm sure I could find them if I went back to one of the like the weekly roundup things they do. They probably had Brig stats in there, but I feel like Prophet's final blows just from watching is like super high compared to every other Brig. But that his deaths were also kind of high, and his healing was really low. So that tells you like he's not living as long as a lot of Brigs, and because of that, I think it kind of hurts Soul in the long run. And that's why you saw like Shanghai, like Izayaki got way more value on Brig in those matchups just because how much he lived. Like we saw the clip of him running around and like evading the entirety of the Soul Dynasty, and Prophet just doesn't do that. So I think I can put him low A tier. I'm gonna put him below Super Rich, I think, and Super Rich might end up in B because Super Rich probably ends up in B. I'm just gonna put him there now. And it's like Prophet Brig. It's very mechanically gifted, but I don't think as a actual like as the actual Brig player on the team, I think it wasn't actually that like as good as you'd like it to be. Then we have Vin Dame. Vin Dame's absolute goat. I'm putting him S tier easily because just like the things he does on every single role, like the flex support was crazy in Midseason Madness. Like legit did not look like a normal main support going to flex support. And then his Lucio, which apparently he hasn't actually played that much Lucio in contenders. He's mostly been a Brig player. I didn't know that. And he like you wouldn't know that. You just wouldn't know that. A massive upgrade over Animo. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's a massive upgrade over Animo in a way. I would say. Like Animo, like he's not rated yet, but I put him like he's easily C tier. Animo is like the most textbook player you'll ever see. Like he even like doesn't wall like he. I wish there was a like statistic where they would show the percentage wall ride time. Real, real. Because I think Animo does a no wall ride challenge, and he's just always on the ground on Lucio. Like, have you ever seen him do a rollout in your life? Not really. Maybe out of spawn. It's so weird. I'm just gonna put him here for now. As I'm talking about people, maybe I'll like put them on the list. That probably will flow better. But yeah, Vindame's just that guy. He's like Arc. I think I thought Arc was really good in season one, but then like that's season one, so legit anyone would be good in season one. That's like Aim God was regarded as a pretty high level support in season one. Season one was a wild time. I don't know. Arc had like some good like Mercy. I like the Arc Mercy. I guess Animo probably has a decent Mercy. Neko was good in Season 1. That's real. I will die on the hill that Arc never should. I actually believed that at the time, too. I was like, why is Animo in over Arc? Because I don't know. I thought I liked Arc more, but they saw something. There was some vision they saw. Okay, let me do Lijiagon. Lijiagon kind of has to go A tier, right? I am Animo's #1 hater. I think Animo has a lot of haters. So that's a pretty impressive feat if you are the #1 Animo hater. Lijiagon just had his best stage. That's true. I'd say before this stage, I had Lijiagon probably in B tier, but this stage was like pretty. It was pretty good for him because you don't even notice him like feeding that much. There were still Lijiagon feeds, but it wasn't like crazy feeds, and the impact he got on this in this meta, I think, was very high. They definitely benefited from the aggressive playstyle, especially when Izayaki on the Brig had a very defensive playstyle, as I kind of said whenever I was talking about him versus Prophet. I think Izayaki probably goes above Lijiagon. And where does Iris go in all this? Kind of hard because he didn't play. This tier list just shows how awful the average support line in APAC is. I mean, kind of true, but once the NA guys pull up, it'll do. I think besides Shanghai and Seoul, the APAC support lines are very average. Like I look at Xerneas Faraway and I'm like, this support line's pretty solid, but they're not like going crazy. And same with like Super Rich Irony before this stage for sure. Like when Irony's off the Brig, I would like peg them as the second best support line. Yeah, B isn't bad. Super Rich was really good in Kickoff Clash and Midseason Madness. Yeah, I'm like a huge Super Rich enjoyer on his Brig because there would be times, it's like the Twilight Brig effect where Twilight would just like rally and like live and win fights. But Super Rich didn't do that quite as well. Yeah, I think Iris below Izayaki and Lijiagon sounds right to me. Where Super Rich Mercy was inting though. Okay, well, yeah, but I think that was also kind of on Alpha E at times because he's like quite aggressive on the Echo, so I don't know how much I blame on Super Rich, or I think I blame more on Super Rich than Alpha E though. Because I remember there were times where he would make some pretty bad flies from like Alpha E away to someone else. Animo D, bro, no way the Lucio guy got benched on his hero. Oh, you're spitting. You're actually spitting. Animo's going D tier. No, you're actually so right. There's no way that you play Sermaged Lucio over your guy that's literally his hero. No, no, you're right. You're actually right. Honestly, yeah, no, yeah, that's real. Then finally Bebe. I don't know. I'll put Bebe in C. He doesn't really play that much. Majed had a bounce back stage. That's kind of true. It was actually impressed me on the Lucio relative to how he played. From the, what do you mean? Well, statistically, yeah, but he was like, Sir Majed was like Li Gon Lucio, but with extra feed and like less brain power, I think. I don't know, actually, Li Gon doesn't have brain power. That was a bad statement. But just because he's like the best statistical Lucio, I don't think he was actually like a phenomenal Lucio. This is a joke? Oh, my bad. Gangbang Jim needs to be in B. But Jetchigo S for being some fun to watch. That's actually that's fitting. He only had 3 deaths for 10 in the tournament. That's actually real. Sermajet on the Lucio in the tournament was actually very impressive. He like toned back his gameplay. And like that kind of says that maybe I've been like hating on the Florida coaching a bit too much. Because I was always like, the Florida coaching is fraudulent, the double flex support is fake. But now I'm like, maybe there's actually some real in there. Maybe they're a little bit real. Anyway, where am I putting Majed? I'm putting Bebe here. Okay, where am I putting Jed? Therma feed, real. I think low B tier might be where I'm putting Majed. I could see C tier too though, because it's like, I don't know. He impressed me on the Lucio relative to how good he's been, but I don't think he's actually like been good. He's better than Monk and Nisha, maybe. I guess if I have to remember that I'm not just rating his Lucio right now. I'm also rating his kickoff clash, which was quite good, and his midseason madness was quite bad. I think that's reasonable. Right next to Faraway, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I have to remember his kickoff clash. At least B. Yeah, I see that. I might as well rate Rupel while I'm here, right? Monk's Zen was good. Yeah, but I think Surmagen Ana was better in kickoff clash than Monk's Zen. Like in midseason madness. Like I think Surmagen has had higher highs, had some lower lows, but he bounced back pretty well, kind of thing. They're pretty close, I think. Rupel's just kind of like good enough to get the job done on the back or on whatever he plays. Yeah, Rupel's definitely C. Oh my god, I just moved my entire table. Rupel, I'm thinking maybe above Sawson though on the Brig because the Sawson Brig, like I don't know, it's like it was there. Top of C, bottom of B. I think Irony has had a better season than Rupel for sure. Like the only blemish on Irony is his Brig, and then I guess Rupel had a alright Brig. But like, nah. Oh, I just. Oh, this. Yeah, yeah. This is like the entire. This is like for the whole way through. Maybe I should like put this down one and be like. I did this on the other two lists. It's like KC2 Summer Showdown. Like this. I'm thinking like the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Who should I rate next? What team next? Any thoughts? Because I don't have to go in a certain order. Let me think about the. I guess I could just start with Atlanta again, unless anyone tells me what to rate. Did you see Spark content said Irony and Super Rich had confidence issues? Is there an argument for Rack and C tier? I think there is an argument for Rack and C tier, no doubt. Okay, talking about the Spark thing, I didn't see that. Like, I believe that the recent signings of Neko and Teru kind of make sense if Super Rich and Irony weren't feeling themselves. Because I actually have no idea what the goal is with Neko and Teru. Because like Neko is a main support player now, so it's like, but Super Rich is definitely not like no way that their coach is better than the guy that he was coaching, right? Like there's no way. And then Teru, I see Teru for double flex support because Super Rich flex support was like not it. Like the little bit he played it. I didn't rate it at all, so I think Teru can actually reasonably get playtime. But yeah, Teru is flex support ever since he left Vancouver. He was a flex support for Team Diamond, right? I might be getting that one wrong. They have more supports than NYXL. Hey, not over the entire thing. Rumbong was there one time, so maybe. But yeah, they have the most in the league now, right? No one else has 4. Just them. Crazy. Anyway, going to the Commonwealth. Let's go to the Commonwealth. What am I thinking? What am I thinking the Commonwealth? Okay, Con's kind of hard. I'll do Con last. So Admiral and Landon. I think Landon has been better than Admiral. That might be a hot take. But I think Landon has been better. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, their flex support could improve. But it's like, yeah, but like... I see Admiral just kind of like die sometimes. I don't know. That might be like fraudulent, but I think Admiral is top of C. I think there's like he's like a step below some of these other Lucios. Like I guess it's kind of hard because it's just the APAC Lucios that I've rated so far. But it's like if you sort of tell me, let me take like Lep for example. Like between Lep and Admiral, they're like about even, right? I would say maybe even. Did Lep have a better stage than Admiral? Is that real? I think that might have been real. Because every time I think of Admiral, I just remember, yeah, he just gets first pick so much. Like I remember watching against Defiant whenever London was playing. Admiral would just die to Hisu, like he's just like not supposed to be where he is, and he just dies. So I might put him below Irony just because this is Spark bias probably, but. I think Irony's gonna probably stay at the top of my C. Yeah, Admiral is only good first stage. Yeah, that's kind of real. and then I'll actually rate Landon properly now. Let me look at him. Landon, I'm thinking Landon is honestly probably above Monk. Could he be above Majed? Maybe he could be above Majed, but I think Majed. I think I'm gonna keep rating Majed's kickoff clash on the Ana kind of highly. I like him there. Yeah, that looks about right. And then Khan, I actually think Khan had a all right time on Paris. I think the hype from his last season kind of carried over a bit too much into this one. Because, like, this season he's been, like, okay. But, like, last season he was definitely playing better. And that's hard. That's also hard because of how bad Paris was around him. I think I'll put him... Yeah, it is hard to stand out. That's the big thing with Paris. I think he'll fit into Paris really, or to London really well. Bottom of C. I think I'm trying to decide where he is relative to Rupel right now. I think I'm gonna put him maybe above Rupel, right? Yeah. D? You think D tier? I don't know if he's been that bad. Aim God is better. Now let's calm down. I don't know if Aim God is better than Khan. I feel like that's also. I don't know. I could see it, but I feel like I don't want to put him down that low. I don't think he's been that bad. Like, Aim God is literally a detriment to his team, whereas Khan is not a detriment to his team, I don't think. So I'm gonna put him. I think above Rupel's fair. This looks okay. Let's go to just okay. He had like some standout moments. Like I remember the one time on Gibraltar he hit some 6 sleeps in a row and he like kind of carried them a bit there. But that was like a long time ago, and that's like the only time I remember. So I'm just gonna put him here for now. I'm giving him like the benefit of the doubt in a way. Let's go to. I talked about Lep, so let's go to Houston. Let's go to Houston. What is Houston cooking? I remember when Paris almost beat Defiant. I try to forget. I actually try to forget. I was there. I remember. That was the darkest days of being a Defiant fan. Creative. Let's say creative because he's kind of like not with these two right now. Houston is cooking disappointment. Yo, you've basically clinched a playoff spot though. So I mean, at least you can't miss. At least you can't Houstonable your way there, unless you literally go 06. I think I had creative above Iris last time, so I think I'm gonna put him above Iris again because they literally neither of them played. So Houston had a better regular season than Glads. That's real. Houston never got top 4 in a tournament, and yet are 13-5. Oh, that is rough. That is really rough. Oh, Houston. I just need them to show up to one tournament. I actually like going into this season. Houston was like my second least favorite team. But like now that like once I start doing this kind of content, I'm like I don't really have a least favorite team anymore because I'm just like I don't know. I just kind of like lost the hatred because it's like I didn't really have a real reason. I just did. But like watching them, I actually want them to succeed now. It's so weird because like I don't know. I don't really have an explanation. I just like want that team to actually do well, and they just never do. But that's also funny. So I take that anyway. Lev on the Lucio. Now that Define had a great stage, you want Houston to join in Paradise. Based support ratings for the Charge. I don't know. I feel like I want to put them higher sometimes, but I just can't yet. I like a Charge is like my biggest like guilty pleasure team, I think, right now. Just because of Choice A1. I can't wait until Choice A1 like hard carries them to like a solid finish and everyone's on the Charge train for like legitimately and not fake. Okay, let me do this. Lastro Charge can make a Dark Horse playoff run. I think that's true, but I think compared to the other teams, it's going to be a lot harder. Because my biggest thing with the Charge is they're just like really consistently like decent, but to actually make a dark horse run, it's not. It's not about being consistent. It's about being streaky and being on at the right time if you want to make a good dark horse run. And I don't know if Charge has that because it's like with Philly. Let me go over to the DPS ranking real quick. I have no clue where my face cam is relative to that. With Philly, you have Emma3 and Zest, right? Hold on, I gotta take a drink. Huh. The thing with like other teams is like Philly can just have Emma3 and Zest go crazy for a few games, and they can make a run. With a Spark, you have Shy who can make a run. I guess you can argue that with Choice A1, but I don't know if Jimmy has that thing. Maybe you're right. Maybe Aprita. If Aprita is able to show up and he is a big difference maker, then I'll believe in a Charge Dark Horse run. Is like my biggest thing right now. What else is there? At least we're in a position where we can actually think about it now. That's true. That is actually real. That is a win in itself. This season, having any hope for the Charge is a W. Charge beating Chengdu was cool. True. I think Chengdu has become my least favorite team in APAC, at least for sure. I think they already were actually, because I don't know, a lot of Chengdu fans to me they feel very obnoxious, except for Chengdu facts on Twitter. Lionel goes crazy. He's the only good Chengdu fan. There are no other bad ones, or no other good ones. Chengdu always chokes in the last. I don't know how that happens either. I'm putting Lep probably like. I think I would start comparing him to Admiral. I think that's still a fair comparison. I'm going to put him directly above Admiral, I think. I could see putting him mid because he doesn't like do anything wrong. But losing to the Valiant twice is crazy. I think Lastro is A. His Brig was top tier this last stage, and his Lucio being mid brings him down. Yeah, I think Lastro is very fair to be A tier for now. I'm feeling more of a high B actually, because his Lucio hasn't been A this entire time, which is true. His Brig was really good, but I'm not sure if it's A tier. Like the Brig was A tier, but I'm not sure if that makes him as a player A tier so far. Also, a suspicion I have with Outlaws is they might just run Lastro Lep like full time, and creative might not get playtime. Is what I'm kind of thinking has a very high likelihood of happening. And like Lastro might be their go-to guy instead of creative. Like maybe creative comes in for double flex support. I think I'm gonna put. I kind of want to put Lastro below super rich. Whoops. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that. And like Prophet's such a weird player. I don't know where he's gonna finish in this, but I'll put Lastro above him for now because his Brig was definitely better. IB seems fair. Yeah, I think so too. I think he can go crazy. We still don't know weirdly because besides leaked patch notes, we don't know if are real. Yeah, I don't know if those are real. They feel real. They look very real. But we'll see. And the way they nerf Junker Queen feels very in line with how Blizzard tends to balance the game, where it's like that ability still looks very strong to me. Gotta get the THU whiteboards and magnets. Dude, that would be sick if I had the whiteboards and magnets and I was just writing guys on the board. It'd actually be like unreal. But I have a whiteboard right here. I don't know if it's still on camera. Let me check. Yeah, it is. But there's nothing on it. Except my name. I wrote Tomathan in cursive. I don't know if you can see that. I also just don't have the space for a whiteboard. This room is very small. Actually, I guess I can put some on that desk. But like, does Shu go down for you in the MVP discussion? I think he kind of has to. It's similar to Hanbin after Kickoff Clash, where it's Hanbin was like a number 2 for me after the Kickoff Clash, but then he misses the entire midseason madness. So how can you say he was the MVP if he misses half of the stage? And it's like he kind of missed, like, he didn't miss this whole stage because he did play a little bit, but like, I'm not counting this. The Shu Jorn is not real. It cannot hurt you. Kind of. So I think he has to fall a little bit. But we'll see how his next stage does. If like he has another banger next stage, then it kind of doesn't matter. I think. Speaking of Shu, we can do Shu now. We can do the Gladiators. These are an interesting bunch to do. Because Shu is definitely still S tier. Let's not get that twisted. Let's not get it twisted. He is still probably one of the best. He's probably the best flex support in NA, right? Like, who is better than him? Fielder, you could argue. Fielder's better. Twilight had a good stage, but it's still Shu in the end. I don't know. He's like kind of the reason the Gladiators did everything working, and I think it's his weakest season though. Astros. Maybe, but that's also because he's like splitting a lot of playtime. I think it's like it's hard to gauge him as much compared to how much like playtime he was getting on the Fusion. So it's like he's had less opportunity to have a good state or a good season. I think he's still S tier though. Like, even though he had a rough stage, the work he was doing, like outside of it in his limited playtime on the Lucio was he's mid. Ain't no way Funny Astro is mid. That ain't real. A shot. I'm considering A tier though a little bit. I'm considering top of A. Do I put him A? I'm thinking about that because like he played. This is probably most of his playtime comes from this stage, right? So it would probably make more sense to put him A tier, even though his performances outside of this stage were definitely S. He's had more gameplay in this stage, so it makes more sense to base him more. Can't put him on the same level as Vin Dame. Yeah, that's real. It's like the actual gameplay he had in the past two stages were that level. A different kind of level. Vin Dame's not as like aggressive and like playmaking as Funny Astro, but that's why Funny Astro wasn't able to like commit as much to this stage either, which is weird because Lee Jae Gon succeeded, but Funny Astro didn't, and I don't really understand like why the two like they both have pretty like you would consider Funny Astro and Lee Jae Gon to have pretty similar like value and like how they play the Lucio, but Lee Jae Gon had a much better stage. I'm not entirely sure why that was. And then Skewed, I'm gonna put Skewed probably right beside. Oh, could I put him? I can put Izayaki above. I'm putting Izayaki above Skewed. Who else? Could I put Izayaki above Funny Astro? Probably, right? No, I don't think I will, actually. I don't think I will. I'll leave Skewed probably skillless meta. In a way. But also, like, I don't know. I kind of like having those kind of metas because it makes teams that rely on the teamwork much higher, in a way. I don't like having that kind of meta the whole way, and I really don't like that it was one comp the entire time, but I don't dislike it when metas are like that entirely. I think it's good to switch it up a little bit. Anyway, I kind of want to put Skewed down lower, to be honest. I kind of want to put him... I think I'll put Lee Jae Gon above him. I think that's real. Seems good for me. I like Lee Jae Gon. I'm a Lee Jae Gon enjoyer. Is it a hot take to say Chorong is S tier? No, it isn't, actually. I'm going to put him there. I think Chorong is definitely up there with the other best main supports. Especially after this stage. Like, he's always been very good. And, like, it's just hard to justify putting him any higher. But I think for sure, he is right with Chio. No doubt in my mind. And Chio's also going to go S tier. Those are like probably the three best main supports in the league right now, right? Is Vin Dame, Chorong, and Chio? I can't think of anyone better. Doesn't look like it. I mean, like, OG, not real. I don't even think OG's S tier. So I think like that's like the big three of main supports right now. Is Vin Dame, Chorong, Chio. Now is Chorong better than Chio? I think there's an argument. I think there's an argument for that actually, because Chorong had a really good flex support in Midseason Madness. OG has underperformed his expectations a bit. Yes and no. I think this stage he did for sure. But in the previous two stages, I was kind of expecting OG to be like an A tier player. I think he's been an A tier player. It's just this stage wasn't too hot for him. Other than that, I think he's been solid. Like I don't know how many people actually expected OG S tier. I think A tier has been like was my expectation. I think he's kind of met those. I don't know. I'd put it in like he's below skewed. Yeah, after this stage for sure. At least I'll put him above Iris, Eurus and creative. Iris, Eurus. I gotta pick a bow. I gotta pick a side on that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now the question is for these other two guys of Ultraviolet and Vigilante. Is like I think UV was S tier before this stage, and he didn't play very much. He played 2 games on Brig. OG and Astro have been hard with the JQ meta playstyle. They have, but I don't even think of OG as like super aggressive either. It just felt like Rain, like if the rest of them got it together, which I don't know how they didn't. I think it was mostly the Brig, right? At the beginning, it was like UV Brig was really bad. And then you get Vigilante, and his Brig was like suitable, but it wasn't like crazy. And then Hawk had I thought Hawk had a pretty good Junker Queen, right? I didn't think it was that bad. So I just don't know how the pieces didn't fall. I guess it was on Neuro Speedily too. Hawk and Speedily was the only good players. I don't think. Okay, well, Kai wasn't performing. Like Kai wasn't actually playing bad, but I talked about it. I don't know how many people watched the like hour-long DPS video, but I talked about how Kai, like he needs his team to get him like angles and to get him value, and then if they can do that, he can like pop off, right? And it just felt like he couldn't do that. So I don't think Kai played poorly. It's just that he needs his team to support him more than other hit scan players. So he did. So yeah, he played poorly as a result of that. I guess you could argue. IDK, why he played so much Ash against the Glads? No idea. I don't know about that one either. Maybe they thought that they weren't going to have a chance unless they did something a little different. That's the only way I can think of it. Because like he just should not be on. He just should not be on that Ash because like he's like literally your carry of the team. It's like whenever Aspire played the Ash against Boston. I felt the exact same way about that one. It's like, why are you on the Ash here? It doesn't make any sense. Whatever. Where am I putting Vigilante? I don't know. I don't think he really did anything to put him A tier this time. Just yet. Like, he was supposed to be hyped up, and people were saying he was, like, crazy. Yeah, like, exactly. Who knows? Who knows what was going on behind Atlanta? But they were, like, shook. Or they were, like... There was, like, a desperation pick or something. EC was the best Ash easily? Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if he's the best Ash in the league. Because whenever I did the Defiant thing earlier today with Frags, we were talking about, like, who is the best Ash, and he was like, well, if Lip plays Ash, he's the best Ash. And it's like, that's kind of true. Lip is just the best. So, but with this stage, Hisu had, like, the understanding Hisu had of this game. Oh, yeah, Lip did play the Ash, but, like, not as much. Not as much. Shy, maybe? Yeah, I could see it. But I think Shy needs to be on the Sojourn for Spark to be good. If Lip played more Ash, then it would have been Lip, in a way. But, like, just because Hisu was playing it the whole time, that kind of makes him, like, the default best Ash this stage. I'm going to put Vigilante probably below... No, not below last year. Peak MN3? Yeah, that's a good shout, too. MN3 is not consistent enough yet to call him the best Ash, but he has, like, the potential to be the best Ash. I think next season MN3 is going to be, like, the best. Like, this is just, like, his warm-up season. Let him cook a little bit. Let him cook. Get him some better supports. Maybe it's time to think about how good Fury really is off of Diva. Just saying. And then let Philly cook, because I think they still have a good team there. Also, never give Carpe any playtime. Because there's just no need. Last show there, Vigilante there. Maybe this is a little high. Fury hasn't been good since 2022. I think Fury is still probably one of the best divas, if he gets a chance to play it. If Diva ever becomes meta like Junker Queen just was, I'd be, like, quite scared of Philadelphia Fusion. I feel like this is too high for him. I want to put him right here, actually, is where I want to put Vigilante. I gotta move on from him, but, like, right here. Yeah. I think this is fair. His Shug should have been one of the better as well. Yeah, that's true. I think the Sigma gameplay has... There's so many different tanks. Let me look at the tank one. There's so many different tanks here that are like Sigma specialists in it, like Krong, for example. So like Fury doesn't really stick out compared to a lot of these other ones. Like Hanbin. Or let me look at just his region. Like I guess he's supposed to be better than Smith. I don't know. Yeah, Fury fell off, basically. He used to be one of the best diva in the world. Yeah, I used to be like Fury's like the GOAT. I was like dying on the Fury hill, but it's like it's time to think up a little bit and just recognize what you're seeing on the screen. Fury's not that guy anymore. Fielder's easy S tier for me, right? His Brig, I was quite impressed by his Brig. Like, it's actually similar to like Finn's Brig. I was very impressed by Finn's Brig. I know some people like weren't, but I thought the whip shots Finn was hitting was crazy. Like you would see how he would misposition the bob all the time. You'd see him just like constantly hit it off cooldown. I think Fielder was doing that, but a little bit better. Fielder only question mark on a Zen. Yeah, but I'm not even that worried. Like yeah, if he's on Zen, he probably at worst his Zen is B tier. At the absolute worst, right? Surely it's not worse than that. And Fuel are forever going to be more of a rush style team. So I think it's like okay if your support's not as good at the Zen. It is a concern in a way because I don't really rate Chio's flex support either. Anyway, both of these guys have definitely been better than UV. But I think I want to put these guys. I think I like putting all of these guys above him. Maybe. I think that's real. I feel like Dallas is screwed if Fearless is ever in Imagine playoff patches and main tank meta. Really? You think they're screwed if Fearless is playing? I don't know if that's true. I feel like Fearless would be fine if he was like a starter. Because like the biggest problem with Dallas in Midseason Madness was definitely Gurio, right? They just couldn't actually play the hit scan. They had nothing to contest the enemy Sojourn, basically. Hanbin at his peak is the best tank and they play better with him. Yeah, that's true. That's not... I'm not doubting that. Hanbin is the best tank. But I don't think Fearless is like hurting that team if he's playing. I think they could reasonably win a tournament with Fearless. Easily. I think it just depends on the meta. Yeah. Also, I want to go get a drink because I'm thirsty and I've been talking. So give me a second. Oh, he's like one of the best main tanks ever. Yeah. Galchenyuk Pog. Yeah. I was a huge Galchenyuk fan. Like from the start, from he got drafted. But unfortunately, not quite that good. He is for sure could have been Gurio being it. I mean, it's not all on Gurio because I think what they were trying to do too, whenever Dallas was playing Midseason Madness, is they were trying to like play around it in a way, and like according to you, after a stage is the first time a Toronto player is the third best in a role. What do you mean? Yeah, the CBJ jersey. Go ahead. I got that jersey actually. I got that jersey at the Bell Center at the Winter Classic year. Yeah, that's like a really. There's actually like it's like a misprint jersey too. Because on the I don't know if you can tell. Hold on, let me see where the camera is. This is like not relevant to like everyone else in the chat, but like this world is right side up and that one's upside down, and they're both supposed to be right way up. So I don't know if that makes it worth any money at all, but it's super relevant. I don't think any other support surpasses Charong at this point, unless you think Violet is better. No, you're right. It's super relevant collector's item. They gave Gurio so many chances. I think Gurio was like supposed to be very good in scrims or something, and he just never translated to the matches. That's the only thing I can assume. And then they finally gave up, and like that's all you can do. Maybe he'll perform better at some point, but Violet is overrated. I actually hella agree with that. People are hyping up his stats way too much, and they're like, "Well, look at how fast his beats are, and look at how many times he used it." But it's like, look at the actual quality of those beats, which is not a measurable stat. You can't measure how good a beat is with a statistic, at least not that we see. And his beats, I don't think were nearly as good as some other players, like Chio, like Chorong, like those kind of players. They just felt it felt like he was way too eager to use them a lot of the time. And I guess that helps him because Shock like the tempo beat a lot, right? And they tempo beat in. But whenever you go up against Dallas, the tempo beat's not nearly as useful because of how good they are at kiting it back. So Violet, I don't think Violet's near S tier. And also, is this really how I'm feeling? Is it actually, are you right? Is it actually Chorong here? I guess it has to be. Unless Twilight goes ahead of him, but I don't think so. Okay, I guess I call Chorong a top 3 support. My bad. Toronto bias coming in clutch. He got farmed. Philly and Shock tempo beat. Yeah, but the Fixa tempo beats are like way worse. Like they are way worse than Violet's, I think. And it's like some of the time it's not even like a tempo beat. It's just like he beats, and it's like, I guess it is a tempo beat, but they just do nothing with it. Twilight is A. Part of me agrees with that, but part of me also says, no, you're right, actually. You're right. Like, I think his Brig is S tier. I think he had, like, one of the best Brigs. But his other 2 stages were not as good as they needed to be. So I think you're 100% right that Twilight is A tier. I can't let the Toronto bias go too hard on that one. Where am I putting him, though? Probably Fix a Beat should be banned. Real. Anytime Fix a beats, and it's like a trash beat, he just get kicked out of the lobby. They have to sub in Toby on. It is Toby. Toby's still the coach of. No, Toby's Soul's coach, right? Am I crazy? Why don't I remember where Toby is? Toby is Soul's coach, right? Yes, okay. He was on Philly for a bit, though, I think. Okay. Brain needs to work a bit. They put in Jin. They put in Jin instead. No, they put in Chara. Bring Chara back. When have you seen... I did not know he was assistant coach. Okay. I'm going to put Twilight probably above OG. Maybe above Skewed after that. I think above Skewed is probably reasonable. Whenever 2 Lucio's beat instead of the spectator disconnecting, it should just be fixed. That real. So real. And even if he's not playing in the match, just disconnect him from the next one. Miro should play over Gushwei. Now, let's not say that. That is not real. Gushwei has not played bad in the midseason madness. He didn't play bad. I'll be a Gushwei defender. Just for the one time. Let me place Violet. Violet needs to be placed still. Where am I putting Violet? I'm gonna, like, after I place all these guys, I'm gonna run through it one more time to make sure it's not super troll. Because there might be some super troll things here. He's a Winston one-trick, sadly. Yeah, but he's pretty good at the Winston. He's not bad at the Winston. He couldn't win maps and kickoff class. Yeah, but that's... I don't know how much is on that. I don't know how much of that is on him compared to the rest of the Spark. It's really weird. But, yeah, I put Gushwei in A tier on this tank tier list, but he just should not be here. Like, he just should probably be, like, at best, I think Gushwei should be, like, here. I don't know why I put him there. Like, looking back, I was like, I have no clue why I put him in A tier. It doesn't make any sense. It just does not make any sense. Gushwei was good when he was playing lately. Yeah, he was, but that was still not, like you're going back to here, it's like, it's not like Void was playing poorly lately. Just ignore. I don't even think his Junker Queen was that bad. I actually think the Junker Queen was, like, at least B tier Junker Queen at worst, and that was, he got like one match on it. It wasn't that bad. It's just that Bernard's was way better, which is also crazy because Spark sucked and Bernard had a good Junker Queen, so I don't understand it. Anyway. Weird to sub him in. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Maybe Bernard was, like, sick or something. Because he just never played him again. Am I putting Violet A or B, right? I'm thinking he played. Did he play the? I thought it was just once. I thought that Bernard played the next day. Am I crazy? I might go investigate a little bit. Hold on. Bernard did? Yeah, that's what I thought. So he must have been, maybe he was like just like sick that one day or something, and then they put him back in, or who knows. Um Now Violet's going probably, I'm just gonna stick him at the bottom of A for now and then think later. Did he, I don't think he played in the same match. I thought it was like Gouchway played and then Bernard play. Like in the same week. It was like one day and then the next day, but I think it was all Gouchway for that one match. Okay, let me do Paris. Paris is an interesting team because I actually believe in these two. So I think Rack is better than Luke. Straight up. And I think they're both C tier. I don't think either of them are actually like playing that poorly. But where am I putting him? Probably, it's hard to put him above Rupel. I think it's way too hard to put them above Rupel. I think like I'll do like Rack up here, and then I'll do like Luke here. Put sauce in between, a nice sauce and not sauce and sandwich maybe or something like that. Which support player on Paris makes the easiest brig back to save their Genji? I think it was Luke Mino, right? Luke Mino plays the Brig, doesn't he? It's so hard because I'm pretty sure both of these guys play the, like they both have played both. Let me quickly double check actually. It's actually crazy hard to remember who's on which, but I just know that Rack is better. Where is it? What's week are we? I remember that. That was like a really unfortunate brig pack too, though, because he just like hit the button like mid dash. Like I don't know what that was going on. Maybe whoever did that, I'll put them D tier. Let me, don't make noise. I beg, don't make noise. Oh wait, I can mute this. There. It is Luke on the brig. Oh, it is Rack. Rack missed it. Oh no. Oh no. Didn't Paris player win during this meta during contenders? Malthel was just dying slowly. Yeah, that was such a sad brig pack, or a sad dynamite kill. It was quite upsetting. Maybe I can put them D tier. I don't know. I still think Rack is better though. This tier list is going to validate an awful Reddit claim that Fielder is a top 2 flex support. Well, who are you putting above him though? That's the problem. It's like, I think Finn has been kind of troll. I'd like to put UV above him probably, but it's very hard to put UV above him right now. I mean, unless I just decide to ignore the Brig allegations, and then I do this. If I ignore UV's playing the worst Brigida, maybe in NA, then I can still put him above Fielder. Other than that, though, I can't really do it. It's like, unless you want to put Twilight up there, but I don't even think that's valid either because of his poor stages. His 2 poor stages. So it's like, I think Fielder has room for improvement, but they said flex support, then cited his Brig. No, no. Okay, but to be fair, I think flex support and main support are like very much terms that are going to die out as Overwatch 2 continues. Because you're gonna want to be both like good at both of them, and if there continues to be metas like where there's like Brig Lucio metas and stuff like that, or maybe like Kiriko, like what is Kiriko? Maybe she'll be played with Lucio, and maybe she'll get played with Ana. So who knows what you're actually going to call her? So instead of like flex support, main support, it's gonna be like, oh, they're support player and they play Kiriko Lucio thingy. Yeah, you have like Vindame has an absolute cracked Zenyatta. Chorong is an absolute cracked flex support too. It's like kind of I think I'm gonna put Ultraviolet below here also. It kind of like I feel like it's gonna die out as we continue. Also, look at the step ladder we got going here. It just goes proper down. Not like that's relevant. I think B tier is gonna have to be straightened out a bit because there's no way all these guys are C tier, right? I guess so. Who's next? I guess I'll do the Boston team first. Get that rolling on. Okay, MCD, Crimzo, and Faith. So Crimzo is still going A tier. I think for sure. He basically played nothing this stage, and Crimso's the best Boston sport. Not even close. It's not even close that he's better. He's much better than Faith and MCD. Both of these guys are B tier at best, and I think they're going to go lower. Or Faith might stay B tier. I think MCD's C tier though. Crimso's M was great. It was phenomenal. Well, it wasn't phenomenal, so it wasn't like S tier, but it was like definitely one of the better parts of their team. And it probably ends up. I think it is reasonable to put him above creative at least for now. Again, I'm probably will sort this out the actual like who's where a bit more, but I still have Dr. Pepper. I don't know why I didn't drink more of that instead of getting my drink. Laurie benching those players actually cost him his job. Like, imagine that. Like, that water went down the wrong way. I don't know what that was. Why did they pick MCD, especially with the racist stuff? Who knows? Who knows why MCD is here? Is there even a reason? Like, I guess he was good in the double flex support, but like, also on average using the top 15 players right now in the average total rankings, Toronto has a top 2 support line. Yeah, I think that's true actually. Like, I think that's actually true. I think Twilight and Charong were easily, at least last stage, was easily a top 2 support line in NA. Because Twilight was so good. If they keep up what they did last stage into next stage, they're definitely a top. Like, they're supposed to be. Like, they're being paid. I bet you Toronto support line is actually the highest paid support line in the league. Like, out of their top 2 players. I can't see any other team having a more costly support line than Toronto. MCD was good on Spark on Ana. Yeah, but he was also racist, so... Shock just had a better Genji and Junker Queen. Yeah, Proper was too good. Yeah, Charong's the highest paid rookie. Maybe Glads takes the top paid spot with 3 players. Yeah. I guess if you count all 3 of them, probably. But if you just count the top 2, like the actual support line that can be in playing a game at any moment, I think it would be Charong Twilight, probably. Unless you call Finn Twilight. Finn's probably... But Finn and Twilight probably aren't making as much. Because Charong's making more than Finn. I guess Violet might be making more than Twilight, but I bet you it's not. The difference probably splits. Like, I guess it's like isn't. I guess this like doesn't really matter because like I'm not ranking them based on how much they're paid. But I think it's very fair to say Toronto have at least a top 3 support line. I mean Chio Fielder's higher, and then it's like Shu Funny Astro would also be higher. So it'd be top 3, wouldn't it? So I have these 2 here, and then these guys are both higher. Toronto's owner also revealed that when he signed with Charong for like 4 years, is Owl even gonna last that long, bro? No shot. I mean, that is a brutal contract. Then you think Toronto can get top 6 to avoid play-ins? I talked about this in the Defiant podcasting that I released earlier today, but the answer to that is if they can beat Atlanta, right? So the reason... Wait, is this going to have all of them? Yeah, so look at this. Toronto are 10-8, Atlanta 9-9. And there's 1 point, but I'm pretty sure if Atlanta hits 13 points, then they win the tiebreaker every time. It does, like, because it's not map differential. They have a better map win rate, or match win rate rather. So it just literally this match is probably deciding if they make it in or not. Or it's not the decider, because London could also like flunk out, and then you can get both Toronto and Atlanta. Does Atlanta play London? No, they don't play London. So maybe. Okay, but Toronto also has Shock, and then I mean that's the next best. I think the answer is probably yes, but it's going to depend on the meta a lot. And it's going to depend on that match. MCD, now, he's not beating the racist allegations, but honestly, he's going above Rack. Yeah, he's going above Rack. MCD is C, yeah, for sure. It's like he had a decent showing on Zen sometimes in midseason madness, but other than that, it's like whatever. And he didn't really play that well this stage either on the Brig. It was like okay, but it wasn't like it probably wasn't even B tier. And then Faith, I think, is a solid B. I don't think he's much. I don't think he's bad. He's not like that bad. Faith is like low key kind of slept on. Is Gangnam Jin D? No, I don't think so. I think if he didn't play, well, he only played the flex support, the double flex support for like three matches, right? So maybe you can make an argument for D. But hopefully, I'm so glad Vendame is S. Dude needs to be higher in the Rookie of the Year combo. That's 100% true. But people are always going to be like, main supports can't win. In Boston's hype video for their roster, their clip for MCD is him on Zen and... Oh, no. That's hilarious that they did him that dirty. If Stalker played in Kickoff Clash, he would be higher as well. I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe, but his midseason madness, whenever he was on the Sojourn, wasn't actually, like, that good. So it depends. If he was on the Genji in Kickoff Clash, yeah, but then you're benching Profit. I think the Atlanta game decides it because Atlanta has Florida, Dallas, Washington, Shock, New York, and Toronto. Well, Toronto has... Let me see if I remember this. They have Shock, Atlanta, New York, Florida, and someone else. Vancouver. So it's like... Yeah, Atlanta have a harder schedule because they played Dallas Shock, so there should be 2 gone. So their best shot is like 4-2. And even then, they've shown that they can lose games they shouldn't lose in the regular season. Toronto could go 5-1. Yeah, they could go 5-1. 5-1, 4-2. I think they probably end up losing one of their games either against... they play Houston, don't they? Yeah, I think they probably end up losing one of the games against Houston or Atlanta. Or yeah, probably. Like, surely they don't beat both of them. I just have doubts. But 5-1 is definitely reasonable. I think it's somewhere between 5-1 and 3-3 for Defiant. I keep clicking on this Twitter. I'm just going to close out the Twitter. Okay. Anyway, I'm putting Faith. Probably like... Honestly, I can put him above Vigilante. I think this is like... kind of real. Houston and Toronto have a rivalry? Yeah, they definitely do. Because they keep eliminating each other, they definitely have a nice little rivalry going on. And Houston's kind of beating their ass. Except for that one time. But the one time is the most recent time, so Toronto's winning. So it's nice for that, I guess. Okay, let me do these guys because we talked about Gangnam and Jin. So Ansun J on ping. Toronto won in WoW opening. Oh, they did. That's true. That's true. But Houston's probably still winning overall, right? Yeah, Houston's winning overall. But it's only 3-2, I guess. So that's pretty good. Okay, Ansun J on ping is... I don't even know... Can I say it's beat... Is it... No, because Houston took them out twice in the... Houston killed them in... Oh, you're right. Oh, wait. No, you're wrong. Because there's been 3 tournaments. And Houston killed them 2 times in those tournaments. Houston took them out in both Kickoff Clash and Midseason Madness. So, including regular season and tournaments, it's 3 wins for Houston. Wait. No. I'm lying. You are right. Don't comment. You're right. I can't do math. You said that Houston won, or that Toronto won, and I just ignored that. No, you're right. My bad. Anyway, I don't even know if Ansun J is B tier. Because it's like he's definitely a massive upgrade over Gangnam Jin on Lucio. But I think that's kind of like we're comparing him to Gangnam Jin for how good he is, and I don't think he's actually been that good. And that's probably just because ping, because I think Ansun J is like pretty solid. I think he was okay on Defiant. I don't think he was that bad. I just think that J was only good against Houston? Question mark. I mean, yeah, but like the rest of New York also suck because they always put everything into Yaki basically. And like if Yaki doesn't work, which he never does anymore, they just lose. I think C tier is definitely real, and I think you can put him below Luke Mino, right? Is that real? Or I think below Luke Mino is kind of real. I think yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I think that he's been much better than because Gang Ninja and Lucio was 100% down here, like garbage can, and then we you get slightly better. It's like Yaki works in team fights, but Yaki is a great team fight win condition, but not a map win condition or a match win condition. He can only do so much. And it feels like he's like being asked to do way too much and he just can't. And he ends up just dying. Or not dying, but he doesn't perform as well as he could. I think Yaku could be doing better if he was doing less, in a way. NYXL is the biggest disappointment this season, pretty much. I don't know who else you could call a bigger disappointment. Like, oh, the screen also looks hella bad whenever I put this in, doesn't it? Yeah, they get super zoomed in. My bad. I'm looking at the standings, and it's like, pretty much, it has to be. Like, you could argue. No, you couldn't argue it. You could argue Chengdu to an extent, but it has to be New York with how bad New York have been. It just has to be. And Ho One, how much has Ho One even played? Not even that much. Like he played like a little bit, right? But could I put him in unplayed, or did he play enough that I shouldn't? If I'm not putting him there, it's like somewhere in C tier. Chengdu, if they had a Prito, would be way better. Yeah, but it's also on them because they decided that Daisy would be a better pickup, which doesn't make any sense. Unless Daisy's contract like was so low that it was like the only option or something like that. But it just makes no sense to keep Daisy instead. Because they're not even playing him like at all, pretty much. And Gaga has shown that he's like probably good enough to be your only tank, I think. I'm just gonna put him here for now. He's basically unplayed. This isn't the unplayed, it's like need more play. I don't know, because otherwise Phil one is like probably like here. Like down here. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. Krillin opener. I'm gonna talk about Krillin opener for a bit because I'm a huge enjoyer of both of them. Opener is kind of slept on. My eyes have been open to opener. I'm thinking opener is going like above Faith, maybe above Xerneas. Could I put him above Super Rich? Probably not. I'm thinking like right here. Super Rich is like the A gatekeeper. Maybe Super Rich does go to A. Well, I'll see a little bit about that. Because the things he's doing on the Zen, not the Zen, it's opener. It's not the Zen. The things he's doing on Lucio is actually like pretty solid. Opener had very little expectations. That's true too. So people probably didn't like, and it's so hard to make a name for yourself on main support because it's very difficult to see the plays they're doing unless they're like consistently hitting huge boops up to get Ajaxes, unless they're consistently getting crazy boops off the map and they're playing very aggressive like Lige Gone, Funny Astro, players like that. But opener, he's not like I think opener is like pretty aggressive still. Because it's Washington, that's just like how they play. Or they also play really passive. There's no in between. They're all in or all out. Which kind of means the same thing, but doesn't matter. I think opener's like pretty good. I don't know. Probably not explaining that very good, but I just don't see like what he's doing wrong. I can't see it visually. And then Krillin, I think Krillin probably deserves to. Could I reason Krillin A tier still? I think I could, right? I remember when opener messed up a beat. Everyone called him closer. Man, I don't even care about Ajaxes that much unless it happens a lot. It's like it's just gonna happen. It just has to happen, especially in that last meta where there were so many different boops with the whip shot, with the knife, with everything. I don't even like blame Lucius for Ajaxing so much, and because so much pressure was put on Beat. Krillin was good in KC and MM. Yeah, he was really good. I think he's been better than Vigilante for sure, at least. It was his only competition. For some reason, he played Lucio for that little bit. I don't know why that happened, but that kind of hurt his value. And this stage, it was like, it was just Brigida gameplay. It was like okay. His Brig was probably B. I wasn't like crazy, but I don't think it was that bad. Can I keep him A tier because of that? Maybe. Ajax is hard not to do when Railgun and Genji Dash is so prevalent. Yeah, exactly. There's just so much riding on B2 because you're relying on Beat to cancel, not to cancel, but to mitigate Rampage and Beat and Overclock sometimes, and then you also have to use it for your own stuff. It must have been like really hard to be a Lucio player at that stage. And then it's just these guys. This looks like really weird. Like this is not a bell curve at all. Something right. Oh, Game Engine maybe shouldn't be all the way down here. I think I can. Oh, maybe he is all the way down here. Just don't Ajax. Forehead. I feel bad for Gangnam Jin. Because his flex support is like genuinely like I think his flex support is A tier. But above Onimo, sure. I like hating on Onimo, so I can put Onimo down there. I have no problem calling Onimo the worst support in the league. My boy is in D. Look, man, maybe he should be good at Lucio then, and he shouldn't play Lucio for 2 stages. That's just all I'm thinking. I think Sky Reaper has an argument for worst support in the league, right? What are our thoughts on that? I'm thinking like I've never ever been impressed by a single play from Sky Reaper. Sky Reaper is the worst. Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same thing. I just like have not had a single moment where I was like, "Let's go, Sky Reaper, let's go." That's just like hasn't been there. It's always been like, even from Kickoff Clash, it was like you just fumbled every nade in the game. You just like didn't do anything. You just fell over and died. Sky Reaper is just like False. I don't know. I still have some hope for False deep down inside. Why is my boy Langza in D tier? Anyone who Reaper, his name is Chris. Okay, well, maybe False on the Diva could do things. Let him cook on the Diva, okay? Maybe. Maybe False cooks on the Diva. But yeah, False is probably not. Even on Diva, I don't think False goes very high. I think False on his best performance of his life is B tier. Absolute best. Low B. But he's definitely been the worst tank this season. And then Masa, I'm a Masa enjoyer. And I'm an Aztec hater. I think Masa I think he had a good kickoff flash. I actually do. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, Masa in the kickoff flash has been so bad. Langsa S tier, Xerneas, Molly Faraway also S tier, no bias. Oh, okay, if you say so. If there's no bias, I guess I could put Langsa into the S tier. I mean, I have some bias, so. Anyway, I'm putting Masa B tier, at least. Because I actually enjoyed his kickoff clash. His midseason mana was hot garbage, but so was the rest of Vancouver. And this stage was pretty good for Masa. Do you remember when Aztec played Zarya on Defiant? I do. I do remember. And it's another Defiant moment I try to forget. At this point, I try to forget more Defiant moments than the real one. Hashtag Zarya greater than the false Zarya. Say it ain't so. I don't know where to put Aztec that much. I don't think he's D. I think it's fair to not put him D tier. And I also think some of these players are going to move up to B just because, like, Aztec is not the same tier as Irony, Lep, and Admiral. He just isn't. Like, maybe I could put him top D. But I don't think it was that bad. Right? Surely Aztec wasn't that bad. Aspire back is broken. It actually is. He needs a chiropractor. Okay, so I think I've placed everyone in their general tier for now, and I'll like go through a little bit more. So is Vin Dame the best support in the league? I think I'm okay with saying yes to that. King is mid as well. I think King is below mid. I think King is easily like I place King like where I play. I place King at the bottom of C tier. Is where my King is. Where how do I am I face covering things? Hold on. Let me put my face skin. Oh my god. Let me move this over here. That's better. Okay. I've just been covering shit up. Okay, so I'm thinking with Twilight's performance in Summer Showdown, he deserves S tier. The thing about that is the rest of his other two were like low A at best, right? So on one hand, please for the love of God put Shu, Chio, Fielder above that man. I'm not doing that. Chio is not better than Vindane. Do not get that twisted. I'm like 100% certain that Vindane is better than Chio. Even not including that Vindame is much better at flex support. I think his Brig is way better when he plays that. And for someone who apparently didn't play much Lucio in contenders, you literally didn't know that. You have no idea. Someone said Chio is better than Vindane. Yeah, he's right there in the chat above you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is Frontline Frags doing? What is he doing? What is he cooking? Chio held Dallas back in MM. That's not true. If anyone held Dallas back in MM, it's Gurio, and I'm just gonna stand by that. I don't think it was Chio's fault almost at all. I think Chio was still S tier probably. Did I have him S tier? What did I think? No, I thought he was top of A, is what I thought. Vindame deserves it. I think Vindame deserves it. I think Shu, I don't want to put Shu above Vindame. I mean, like, okay. Maybe Shu does deserve above Vindame. The problem with Shu is he's so impactful when he plays. He's like Hanbin. If I can put Hanbin at the top of my tank tier list, I can put Shu at the top of my support tier list, right? I think I can. Shu was elite for 2 stages compared to Vindame 3. Yeah, but I think Shu's level of elite... it's so hard. These two are so hard. It's like you're spitting. But I feel like Shu was more elite and was like the reason that he won. Not the reason that Glads won, but was like the key contributing factor. Like if you were to ask me why did Gladiators win, you have one word, I would say Shu. That's my one word I'm using to describe how the Gladiators won back-to-back stages. And it's like, how did the Seoul Dynasty win a stage? My one word is profit, not Vindame. But I'm like very content with either of them being the best. Ons had an out of nowhere performance, yeah, but even then, Ons wasn't like Kevster was still playing better than. I guess you're right. Ons did have an out of nowhere performance, but he was playing against Kilo, and Kilo had a Kilo's best performance was also in that match. Kilo's best performance was Midseason Madness final. Why is Viopoop so low? Well, I'm gonna probably tweak the order a bit, but because his beats aren't very good. Like, his beats aren't that guy. He's stinking up the lobby. Hashtag Viopoop. Anyway, I'm putting Charong above Chio. I have no regrets. Easily. Violet above Creative. Yeah, probably probably. I feel like Creative and Iris just not playing a stage each is just gonna like lower them a lot. Honestly, I can do this and I feel content as well. Base Charong over Chio? Real. Charong's that guy. I think... I'm actually, never mind. I was going to say Charong could go higher, but I think Charong can improve as a player still. Because, like, this is still just his rookie season. But Super Rich in A, I agree. Super Rich is going A. Krillin is where? Why is Krillin not A tier? Do you think Krillin goes B? Because I think he's been like pretty insane. Not so much in the on the Lucio, which I'm just choosing to ignore basically. But Showdown has Giga Chad, Lucio, Gap, Geo on every instance Toronto and Dallas have met. Well, I don't know if it's super. I don't know if it's that big, but Krillin better than the guy compared to Finn. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm content with this ranking. I'm gonna keep UVS because I think he's that good. Like in his two things, Vigilante. Oh yeah. Wait, what? What? Why is HO1 above him? I don't know. I don't really know what to do with this guy. He barely played. What do you have against Aim God? Because I think he's a detriment to his team when he plays the game. His Brig was maybe worse than APAC. Maybe Ironies was worse. He played. Was it just one map? Okay, I'll just put him here. I didn't remember how much it was. I just remember it wasn't that inspiring. I'll just put Ho1 over here, and no one's gonna complain about that. It's impossible. He does need more play. We are Aim God haters. For real. He does get carried. All of Fusion get carried by the DPS. Like D tier to me is like you are an insane liability to your team and need help. Justice for Admiral, that guy's critical to London's success. That's just not true. Bellisria is good on the ball, and the Winston. I think Admiral gets picked off way too early to be considered mid-tier on Lucio. Like, I might move him up. I might put him here, just because I like it whenever B tier has more than C tier. But I also could very easily, like, do this. Because I don't feel comfortable putting Admiral in B tier. I just think he gets picked off early way too much. It's like the craziest thing is that like you say Admiral's critical, but just because he can hit 3-2-1 speed. He's 3-2-1 speeding, bro. No, Hottie is saying 3-2-1 speed. It is Hottie telling him probably. Crazy that London was beating Toronto despite the support gap. I think that was the biggest thing as a playstyle gap there. Because you see how like good London was at getting on top of Hisu and how much Aldo was doing nothing. And like those two factors combined just made it so that like the tempo they were playing was way too fast and they were taking way too many angles. Bellisria was so good, I thought he was going to play Junker Queen. Honestly, I think the Bellisria Junker Queen might have been better than Fury. Fury Junker Queen was quite bad. I could have definitely seen Bellisria coming in and being better. But I don't know. They clearly thought Fury was better. And Fury should be better, I think. But who knows? Anyway, this is going to be the S tier. Fury is rampaging off the map for weeks. Yeah, he only got it together at the very end, and even then, he was just mid. Last year has been mid to high A, especially easily above OG. He has had higher peaks in OG as well, but and been more consistent. Admiral, even when losing, maintains equal outcharge to the enemy Lucio. I think that shows that he is putting in work. He also speeds Sparker around well and gets a lot of final blows. Interesting point to both of those. I don't agree with either of those points, I think. Because if we're talking about Lastro first, I think I don't know if his peaks have been better. Lige gone below Van Dame? Easily. Easily Lige gone below Van Dame. I think. But Lastro, I feel like his Lucio has probably been, like, okay. It was kind of bad at the start, it got better. I think his flex support is really good. And I think his Brig was really good. That's why it's top of B, but I don't know if he's better than OG. I think OG's been better every stage except for last stage, probably. On a more, like, on average. Lastro has been the best Brig statistically with the whole of Summer Showdown, as well as had a Lucio better than Violet throughout the whole season. I don't think well, maybe his Lucio has been better than Violet. If you want to put Violet in A, Lastro is A, that's a good point. There's maybe some validity to that. I'll put him there for now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then Admiral, about the alt charge thing, I care more about the speeding around Barker. Because in this whole meta, the entire thing was like all charges were very equal almost all the time. Except for like, you know, the Sojourns and the Ashes, mostly. Or like Genji's if you got picked off first. So I don't know. I think the speeding around Sparker has some validity for sure. And like final blows, whatever. Yeah, he was getting some final blows, like sure. But I think for how much he was getting picked off first and how like out of position I felt like he was a lot. I think that's fine. Lasher has done exactly what Violet has done, but had better statistically as well as a worse team around him, and with Violet having a head start by playing MS last season. Did Violet? I mean, he didn't play that much last season. I don't even remember. I don't know. I didn't watch as much last season as this season, to be honest with you. Swap Lashto and Krillin. Krillin stays A. I think Krillin stays A too. Well, I have Lashto and A right now. I don't know. I think you have convinced me to put him A. I already had him top of B, so it wasn't that hard to convince me. I think that's reasonable. I am for now. I'm just gonna go down my A side and see what happens. Like, is Funny Astro still top of A? I think so. Izayaki Lige gone. I think this is fair too. I think Izayaki has been consistently good. There's been times where he hasn't been. Lige gone has fed sometimes. I think I can put Twilight above Lige gone. Right? Is that allowed? I think that's allowed. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's allowed. Feud, OG, Crimzo, Violet, Krillin, Creative Iris, Super Rich, Lastro. Creative has a better Ana than Izayaki, but we haven't seen his depth. Twilight Garden, Lige Gone, he has been more consistent. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that they had similar peaks this stage anyway. So like I'm perfectly content with putting Twilight here. And then Skewed just had a poor stage where he really shouldn't. I don't know how to. I mean, that's maybe a bit too much. I don't think it was that poor. Super Rich A, what is the logic behind that? I think Super Rich has been kind of slept on. He's like pretty consistently solid, especially in midseason madness on the Brig. Which Spark fan in the chat is fearing propaganda? That's me. I am the Spark fan in the chat. I'm the Spark fan in the chat, bro. I'm the Spark fan in the chat. Proud. I think that his Brig was really good in midseason madness, and that's basically the biggest thing. Like I had him at the top of B for the longest time here, and honestly, he might go back. I think it's very fair to put him back, but I also like it being long like this. I think it's better if it looks like this, and it's a nice bell curve. But it's basically just because I like his Brig. His Brig is like Twilight Brig this stage, but toned down by 5. Is how I felt. And he was actually living like super well in the dive. Especially I remember on like Ilios on like Koth maps, he would just live and like run around, like kind of like Izayaki live and run around like for no reason and just live. I'm gonna put Skewed above Lige Gone too, actually. Super Rich carries that support line easily. Easily carries that support line. Especially last stage, but last stage he didn't really carry, I guess. Remember when people said Glads would have the best support line? I do. And they really should. By all means, they should have. Looking forward to seeing the Twilight Kiriko? Yeah. I'm looking forward to see whoever plays Kiriko on Defiant, I am looking forward to it. I have no clue what that's going to be like. I have no clue if flex support, main support, who's playing with Kiriko. All I know is that hopefully she's strong enough that she's still played. If Toronto make playoffs. Okay, well, hopefully they make playoffs. I think they should make playoffs. Even if it's like the middle 4, it's like Washington shouldn't beat them, but Washington's always a scary team. And then who is it? Probably like Florida, and then Boston. It's like Florida, Boston, Washington, Toronto, probably, if they are in play-ins, and hopefully Toronto make it out of that. And they should, realistically. Why are Profit and Sauce and Philly hard for playing a couple of games in a weird meta? I mean, Opener has been incredibly consistent and only B. I mean, Opener has been incredibly consistent. Profit's super weird. I have no problem putting Profit like Prophet's like an anomaly. I'll like put him in at the end maybe, like kind of thing, because he is like just played like a DPS break literally, and it kind of helped and it kind of hurt Soul. So I'm like I have no problem doing this. That makes perfect sense to me. I have no problem putting Prophet like down to here honestly. Like right here is probably good. But Sawson is staying right here. I would expect. Nobody whips like Prophet. That's the thing. That is the thing. I guess like Finn kind of does and does it like better, but Prophet was how aggressive he was and how like I think it was a good Brig, but it wasn't a good Brig for this meta because Brig needed to get more value in healing than Prophet maybe wanted to. I kind of want to put Krillin above Violet. Is that crazy? Am I just gonna keep lowering Violet? Prophet didn't expect to play Brig till last minute. Maybe. They only get like a week to scrim before their actual matches start, so they just had like a week to figure it out. Not crazy? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Incredibly based. I think I like what this A tier looks like right now. And Creative and Iris have a lot of potential to go up. I will keep spamming until Violet gets below Lastro. He did good for only having a week. I mean, he played Brig in Goats too, right? A little bit. I don't remember if he was Brig or Zarya, but I think he was Brig, wasn't he? So, he probably was both, because Prophet can do whatever. I think Prophet could play Lucio and suddenly be the best Lucio in the game. Like, no matter what he does for any amount of time, Prophet is going to be, like, MVP level at it. It's just not at this point with the Brig. That maybe not the Brig. That was a bad example, but... Fitz has been underperforming, I agree. I think Fitz needed to be better for them to have a shot to beat Shanghai. And I don't know why, because I think Fitz has been right there with Prophet last season. The season before that, I was like, Fitz is there. I don't know why this season he's not. Maybe the Sojourn's just not for him. And that could be it entirely. Even then, he played some Ashe, and I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't quite there, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna put Violet above Lastro still. Maybe I'll lower Creative and Iris just because I don't know what the hell they're doing. Lip said last year Fitz was the only Sombra who could compete with him. Yeah, it's true, probably. I feel like if Violet was a rookie player with no rings, people would be putting him high C, low B tier because his performance this season has been deserving of those tiers. Stalker has been better than Fitz. I'm not sure if... I'm not... On the Genji, like, overall, yeah. But on the actual hit scan characters, I'm not sure if Stalker has been better. I think they've been pretty even. I think it's hard because Violet on the flex support in the midseason madness was pretty good. But his Lucio was definitely like C tier, low B tier at the start, and it's just gotten better. He does have like the statistics on the Lucio. It's just the beat timings still. And I don't even know if that's like an error on his part or if it was an error on the coaching staff to want to play that playstyle. Because was it his decision to tempo beat, or is it Krusty saying we should tempo beat as much as we can? Is the biggest question I have. I'm going to... I was thinking overall because Stalker is more flexible and Sombra sucks. Yeah. Violet always has an overly aggro playstyle. Yeah, but it kind of... He hasn't been caught out that much on the Lucio, especially that last tournament. There would be times where he's just in the backline and living there for free, rent-free. And he's not getting caught out nearly as much as he used to. So, like, I think his Lucio has definitely improved a lot. I'm gonna put him above Lastro just because and I feel bad putting Creative and Iris this low. It doesn't feel right. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and look at where I had him in midseason match. Yeah, like I had both of these guys right here. So is it really fair? I had Fielder in A? I guess so. I guess he was on the Moira. Maybe putting him S is... No, his Brig was really good. His Brig was really good. Maybe I'm cheating. I was kind of cheating by doing that, but... No, actually, this is based. This is based. I was getting too lost in the sauce on the Brigitte. Yeah. Yeah, I've convinced myself by looking at my past self. I looked into my past and convinced myself that Fielder up there was too high. Anyway, I'm gonna go back on Creative Virus, kind of. He can be a floor Lucio with high damage and high healing, but that just removes the identity of Lucio. He hasn't been getting punished because, of course, everyone will focus on proper. Is it a hot take to say that Finn has slowly been falling off K plus KC? Um, I think it is fair to say Finn has fallen off, except for that. Like in Midseason Madness, his Midseason Madness was definitely worse than his KC. But I like kind of. I'm gonna defend his Brig still. I think his Brig was pretty good. I think his Summer Showdown was better than his Midseason Madness. It does feel like they've been overly relying on proper. I agree. And that also makes sense on the Lucio pick as well, with Violet being more aggressive. Anyway, I'm gonna like move Creative and Iris up, and I'm gonna have. It feels better if I have those two down there. I like this. Actually, I like. I'll do it how I had it before. I'll do this. This feels better. This makes more sense to me. Proper is just that guy. He is. Proper is so good that it feels very hard to not rely on him. And it's like, if you're not relying on Proper, who are you relying on the shock? You can't rely on Kilo. I don't think you can rely on Kilo. Because to me, his highs have not been that high. And Kilo was kind of advertised like that, like a key piece next to him to Proper. And I don't think he has been. So, I don't know who. And you're not relying on Kaluge, really. Like, Kaluge is a good glue piece, but I don't think you can rely on him like you rely on, like, Hanbin. People said he would be inconsistent. Yeah, but I don't think his highs have been good enough to be inconsistent. Like, his peak high was against Ons in the Midseason Madness Finals, and he still got diffed. I guess that was an incredible Ons performance, but imagine if they kept Smurf. It would have been crazy. Keeping Smurf just made sense. Like, it's an absolute shame they let him get away. If they didn't have Proper and had a B tier flex CPS, that team would never do anything. I think they'd still be like mid, probably. But like, I don't know. Looking at this, they'd probably like be below Defiant, right? Is that reasonable to put Shock below Defiant without Proper? Probably. Makes sense. Like Florida level team? Maybe. We'll see. It's hard to say because like their strategies would change too. If they could have ran, oh my god, Sam Genji Proper Sojourn might have been the play. Low key. Without Proper, they would lose to Florida. Yeah, I think that's reasonable actually. Because someone matches up pretty good to Kaluge. Checkmate diffs Sam probably. Hydron diffs Kilo. Or actually diff Kilo, whoever you want. I think that makes sense. Anyway, A tier is done for sure. B tier, who's going to the top of B tier? I think it's still going to be Super Rich. Is someone better than Kaluge individually? I think they're pretty even. I think someone has a lot of potential, but he gets over aggressive sometimes. A lot of the time. And he's like too flexible for his own good. Their backline cannot be A tier if their team would not be high B without Proper. Okay, but here's the thing. Defiant backline, I have both of the Defiant backline in A tier the entire time, and they're a mid-table team. So I don't know if that's entirely true. You can have a good backline and still be a mid team. If the rest of the team is not that great. Like I put Kaluge in S tier. I think Kaluge is an S tier tank, but it's just like he's not. If both of their DPS were mid, they would have had a rough time. They would be a mid team probably. Maybe a bit better. Yeah, Proper Sojourn was good. I'm honestly surprised we didn't get that, but maybe they believed in Kilo enough. Super Rich Opener, Xerneas, Faraway, Prophet, Faith, Vigilante, Sermaged, Landon, Monk, Nishan, Masa, Irony, Lep. I think this is good. I think I can put Irony up a little bit. I think I'm overrating how bad his Brig was a little bit. I think I can do that. Was Irony better than Monk? Probably not. Oh. Define mid-tier because of their tanks and Aldo and Finale inconsistency? Yes. Well, I don't think Finale's been inconsistent. I just think he's pretty good at Tracer and pretty bad at Echo. And then although inconsistency, I don't even know if it's an inconsistency there either. It's just that he had a good tournament. And other than that, he's been mid. Muse was good for a week? Yep. Let's put it this way. If Violet was on Define instead of Twilight, he'd arguably hold the team back. Yeah. Well, he'd be playing flex support then, wouldn't he? So I don't know if that's true. Instead of Chorong, for sure. Not Twilight, because he'd be playing his actual role there. And Violet's still a good flex support, right? So, and Twilight hasn't been lighting the world on fire. But if it was Violet instead of Chorong, I'd definitely have some question marks about Defiant. Imagine if Toronto get Mag. I don't know if Mag is that much better than Muse. I don't know if that matters. I think Muse has the ability to be really good. So does Mag, but I don't think that's too big of an issue. Anyway, this feature looks pretty good actually. I think it's not bad. Xerneas, Faraway, Prophet, Faith. Faith up this high. Faith might be a little high, but I kind of like it. Landon could be a little higher, maybe. I can put Landon above Majed, I think. Aztec greater than Masa? I don't agree with that. Majed top of B? I think he feeds too much, still. I think his Midseason Madness wasn't very good, Sir Majed's. And I think his Lucio had a really good tournament, but the larger sample size of the rest of the qualifier kind of gives me some question marks still. Like, I don't think he's better than Xerneas. I think Xerneas is better than Sir Majed. My thing with Aztec is I don't think he was playing that good in the previous two stages. So it's like he had a good Zen whenever they were playing double flex support. That's how much as I'll give Aztec. I'll put him. I can reasonably put him above MCD probably. I think I can put him here, but I don't think I can put him too much higher. Lep better than Masa? Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I think that's probably all right. The thing with Masa is he had such a tragic mid-season madness that it hurts him a lot. But other than that, I think his kickoff flash is good, and I think this stage has been as good as Lep or better. If you're factoring in the year Irony would be better than Monk, I don't know. Because the thing about Irony is like he's been like on par with Monk pretty much on the flex support, but then he had a really bad stage. So can I really put him there? Mag going to Boston is wasted potential. Probably. I think it's good. I think he'll get playtime if there's a ball, or if there is a Winston meta. I think Mag will be worth playing there because Itzel should never get any more playtime. And Itzel was an actual plague on the Boston Uprising. Aztec has been consistently solid. His kickoff clash was meh. He was an outlier in midseason madness when the rest of the team was going through hell. Yeah, but he wasn't even playing all the time in the midseason madness. Magball was tragic last season. Yeah, but Itzel has been... I mean, maybe Itzel gets to play over ball. I can see it there. But also, like... Mag could get more playtimes on other teams, maybe? I don't know if Mag... Like, where are we rating Mag generally? Because I don't know if he's really, like... I think his mechanics are pretty good, but I don't think he's super crazy. Also, yo, X-World, what's poppin'? I'm thinking Mag is like in the league as a whole is like B maybe. Like I'm not really like super sold on him still. I rate Muse higher than Mag, I think. Peak Mag is like a B plus. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Didn't Monk have a bad stage as well? Or A minus? Yeah, same thing. He was hyped to be S tier, yeah, but he's never really he hasn't met that in the league. And he's been in here for multiple seasons now, so it's like what are you gonna do? Monk had a pretty bad stage, but so did the rest of the Chengdu Hunters. Even then, it was like a 3-3 stage, wasn't it? Or I guess it was 2-4 off rip. I'm not going to complain about raising Irony, though. I think I'll keep Irony here, but I'm gonna lower Monk or Nisha. I think might be the play. Might look like that. Irony, I think if he bounces back, he can go right back up to like up higher B level. If he doesn't bounce back, or if he gets played, or if Terror gets played over him or something, then he can stay down there. Yeah. So I think this is a pretty good B tier. Opener was a top lane main support in kickoff clash, B plus minimum in mid-season Madison, a top main support in summer showdown. They better not bench Super Rich. They better not bench Super Rich. If I see the coach playing more, interested to see where you put Aim God. Aim God's staying in D tier straight up. He was not a top 3 main support in the MC. Let me talk about Opener first. I think Opener, it's kind of hard because I think I slept on him personally as well in the first stage in a bit. Because it's like he's on Washington, and Washington are always like the decay like show and things like that. Or it's just like watching them implode or like trying to be good and then not. This is for the entire season. This is like the entire thing. If it was just even if it was just a Junker Queen meta, Aimgod's probably like C at best. I think his Brig was pretty bad. Okay, well let me stop going off topic and well, it's not off topic, but it's like let me talk about one thing at a time. I think I wasn't paying attention enough to Opener in the kickoff clash, to be honest, but I don't know if top 3 is reasonable either, because it's like in NA maybe in NA, but you still had Chio was going crazy. You still had Chorong was better. You still had I think Opener's underrated, but I don't know if he's like underrated enough. Like the best I'd put him is I could see him here at best. I'm not gonna put him much higher than that. I think Krillin's outperformed him. Sashin should be D, maybe. Maybe that's real. I don't know. His Brig was like okay. It wasn't like I didn't see any real like gaping problems with Sashin's Brig. So I think C tier is more reasonable. Gio did not look good early in kickoff clash. He was thriving off the fact that he has an MVP as his tank. I think after that first week, like he had a pretty rough like first initial week and a first impression, but I think Chio had a pretty good kickoff clash overall. I still rated him quite highly. He didn't really come into his own until this stage, maybe I would argue, like for sure. But people were saying Chio greater than Vandame even in kickoff clash. Like I don't think he had a bad one. Let me talk about OG first. OG in A tier is whack because he hasn't shown anything wowing the first 3 weeks. I just think he's been consistently like solid. Like I don't think there were any real problems with OG. And like you could say that's B tier, but I think after this needs to go off a bit. I think he's been pretty damn good. Like I don't know. He's not like Li Gon where he's super aggressive, but he is pretty good. I don't know. I don't think I can put OG below A. Like I wouldn't put him below. I think he's been better than Opener. Maybe it's hard to say because Atlanta's been a better team. Finn feels so high. UV is not above Finn. I think Finn is definitely S. I think he has to be. Like, can I really put him low? People are only high on Chio because Dallas fans are off the goop. I don't even think so. I think Chio's been legitimately very good. on the Lucio especially. And like mid-season matches was bad for Dallas in general, so it makes your main support look bad. That's just how it works. But I think like whenever they look good, he looks good. He looks even like he like accelerates with the team at a higher rate than he looks bad with the team, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. UV above Finn. I agree with that until Finn played the Brigida. This stage, I think Finn's Brig was very good, and I like him. I like him above UV, but UV can go back probably next stage if he plays good again. All right, because like UV had like a tragic Brig, and then they had to like sign someone else because of how bad it was. Whereas Finn had like a goated Brig, like sick whip shots. But I think opener A is like okay, that's probably fine. Let me fix up this D tier a bit. Admiral fix some Molly Khan, Rupal, Aztec. Can I put Bebe in D tier? Am I allowed? I think Chio's overrated by a good 1/8 of the community because they have crazy shots of saying how he's above people like Shu and Vindane. Yo, but saying he was above Shu and Vindane was like absolute Reddit takes. Yeah, I agree with that. Like I might have had him above Vindame actually in my original kickoff clash one, did I? Yeah, I had Chio as literally the best support after kickoff clash. Literally the best. That might have been off the goop a little bit because that was Hanbin beneficiary, but like I thought Chio was like that guy. Now I don't know. That's what I thought at the time. This was my mindset back in the kickoff clash. Maybe it doesn't match my mindset now, but that's why like I'm not changing any of this, right? And that's why he's only here now. You had yeah, I was a huge Masa enjoyer. I was a massive Masa enjoyer in kickoff clash. I thought he actually was playing good. I thought that like people were saying he was playing bad, and I just did not agree. Like I flat out was like, no shot. Masa's like pretty damn good. The opener here doesn't make sense. This is like a crazy snapshot in time. Look where I had Twilight and Showdown mid tier, and I guess they kind of were. This is a crazy lifetime to be in right here. I'm not gonna look at it too much. It'll make your hurt. It'll make your head hurt. Oh, this is mid-season madness. Vegeta for Chorong. That was probably true in kickoff clash. Vegeta was really good. Or he wasn't really good, but I thought the way that his playstyle, kind of made the entire Flood of Mayhem. I thought like I gave him a lot of credit for that. He like built the entire team. But things change and things don't work anymore, so now Majed isn't as good. He didn't get worse, it just that the place, the people around him, things changed, his environment. Anyway, Admiral staying top of C. Actually, could I put Admiral in B just to make it the bell curve? Just for the bell curve, I'll do that. This is a strictly a bell curve play. Boom. I'm literally curving my tier ranks. Fix the top of C. Hydron is way better than Xe. I think Xe has better mechanics still. I think Xe has bigger pop-off potential too. But I think Hydron is more consistent and will get you picks better. So it just depends on what you value more in the meta and to your team. Like whenever Xe came in the tournament, in the Mid-Season Madness tournament, he turned the entire like team around against London, and then they reverse sweep London, and they go on a nice little run where they lose to Philly. Like, I don't know. I think there's merits to having both of them, but I think Hydron is the better pick more often than not, probably. But Xe's more streaky, too. So if you get Xe on his A game, he's better, probably. I don't know. I guess this feels weird. Con this side does feel weird. I won't lie. I also kind of want to wrap this up soon because I'm kind of hungry. I gotta cook some food. I gotta cook some food, so I'm gonna kind of maybe speed run this soon. Ripple above Con, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Actually, I feel like I have Con way too high here. I think Con goes above Aztec though. I think, and I want to put Rack Attack above these guys too. This group of 3 here, but I don't think I'm allowed to. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll do a little trolling. Might be a small amount of trolling putting Rack this high, but I like Rack, so he's going to top of C. Curious why you would you rate 2020 Valiant or 2022 Mayhem better? Hard to say yet, but probably 2020 Valiant. I'm thinking right now. I don't know. That's an interesting. Yeah, 2020 Valiant had Kai and Shax. I'm a huge Shax enjoyer. I think 2020 Valiant's better, probably. But I also think that 2022 Mayhem is probably operating on a much lower budget. Yeah, they had Lastro. I think Lastro is better than Sermajed, even now, even back then. I think 2020 Valiant had better pieces, but also cost more. So that's just how it is. Khan, Aztec, MCD, Sawson, Luke Mino, Ansunj, Bebe. That looks decent. And then Aim God Langza, Gangnam Jin. I think I want to put Gangnam Jin above Aim. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. Do this. I'll do this. We know they had the same budget as London. I still think they're better. I still think they're better than Florida. I think they have better tools. Kai is legitimately like regarded as one of the best aimers in the game. So it's like I just think they have better tools. And they're probably just a better team. Florida maybe has better coaching, right? Because Moon was on Shanghai then, right? Moon was left at that point. So it's like I don't know who they're Gunwa. Oh, it was Gunba, wasn't it Gunba both times? Oh, you're spitting. My bad. I forgot. Who knows? I don't know. I like Gunba is a better coach of the year candidate than Christopher. There might be some merit in that. Maybe. That's interesting. That's an interesting opinion. I haven't really thought about Gunba. I've been hating on Florida coaching this entire season until this stage, and now I'm like flipping my entire like head around because it's like it's actually been good. I think it has been working based on what they've been running. Mayhem have gone further every stage with a similar budget. Yeah, I think Kickoff Clash was very Mickey Mouse because they had the easiest schedule by a lot. I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have went 3-3. Like I think London were better than Florida in Kickoff Clash. Looking back at it, I wonder if I go to one of my power rankings at the end of Kickoff Clash where I had them. I'm kind of curious. I might do that real quick, actually. Hold on. Let me go to my power ranking playlist. Let me fix my OBS for a second too. What is this trade? Nope.